All right, team, what's up? Happy Thursday. I am Dr. Jeff Moore, currently serving as the CEO of ICE. Thrilled to be here on Leadership Thursday. And of course, as always, Gut Check Thursday. Let's just dive right into it and talk about the workouts. Gut Check Thursday is going to be a bit of a bear. Last week, Alan threw something into my wheelhouse. We had a nice long bike workout. Figures now we'll have a bit of a grind for a few. This is going to be interesting. So let me unpack this. So for those of you who are going to work out along with us this week, it looks something like this. So we've got death by two different things. So for part number one is EMOM, death by pull-ups. Okay, so you're going to do a pull-up on minute one. On minute two, you're going to do two pull-ups. On minute three, three pull-ups. Now, importantly, you can do any variety that you want. So you might give some thought between, are you going to open up with some kips and then move towards some butterflies, or what's that going to look like? But you're going to go death by pull-ups. Then once knocked out, you're going to rest 5 minutes, and then comes the bear. We're going to go death by overhead squats, 50% body weight. So going to be a little fatigue going into that. Certainly not a strong suit in my repertoire, but we will give that a go. If you do so, please tag Ice Physio, hashtag Ice Train, Gut Check Thursday. We love being able to see those videos rolling in every week. Team, have fun with Gut Check Thursday. As far as upcoming courses, team, there's so many now that listing them has become quite impractical. I think we have 15 classes in one weekend here coming up in October. So on Leadership Thursday, I'll just grab a few from an upcoming division. So this week, let's chat about Fitness Athlete Live. They've got a handful coming up the next 2 weekends. Number one is Victor, New York. That's this weekend, 17-18. Also this weekend, they'll be down in Rome, Georgia, outside of Atlanta. Next weekend, this is pretty rare that I get to say this, we'll be in Austin, Texas. We always get asked to come to Austin, rarely get the opportunity. So Fitness Athlete Live is going to be in Austin, Texas, September 24, 25. So if you're in that Austin area, consider hitting that one up. It's not a space we get to often, so looking forward to having our crew down there. All right, let's talk about this. It's Leadership Thursday. I want to talk about leading the receiver. I want to start by saying, and this is a true comment, I cannot think of a single time where the opportunity that I was planning on seizing actually played out the way that I planned. As I look back and thinking about doing this topic, I'm now convinced there are way too many unforeseen variables for that even to be a remotely realistic possibility. So let me just give you a couple examples. I could give you examples all morning, but let me give you a couple to illustrate the point and then see if I can't drive home what I hope to be a little bit of a philosophical track change for a few of you. So when I joined the Evidence in Motion Fellowship, you can appreciate that was a big commitment, right? Many of you have thought about these things. You're joining programs that are years long. They have a decent sized price tag. You can imagine I had some ideas on where that would lead me, right? How success would look going through that channel. What I can tell you is that being lead faculty at a 2-year accelerated physical therapy program was not on that list, right? Why wasn't it on that list? Because the program didn't exist yet. It couldn't have been on that list, right? Instead, I put myself around people who did things really well, who love to break down barriers and love to enable others. And the result was equal parts unexpected and amazing. But the unexpected term is the one I really want you to focus on. The way that I thought success was going to look from the step that I was going to take was completely different than the way it wound up looking. This is the exact same on the other side of the coin. So as far as building a team, I never thought the backbone of ICE, of our brand, would be the fitness forward management across the entire age spectrum, and that all the other types of modalities, interactions, and tools that we teach would really build or push towards that central theme of eradicating vulnerability through fitness, that all of the tools, modalities, etc., would enable that greater idea. What we did was gathered great people, and we trusted the totally unplanned evolution towards our purpose. Our purpose emerged after we committed to rounding up the great people. That's really important, right? The purpose emerged after we had already committed to rounding up great people. My point here is that you are never going to foresee the opportunity that winds up being your real game changer, simply because it usually isn't there yet. That's not how it works. You can't really have that kind of foresight. What you have to do is you have to trust your gut that if you put yourself in the right spot around the right people, the opportunity will emerge. In other words, you have to throw the ball to where the receiver is going to be. You have to lead the receiver and trust that it's going to work out. The way I got to this topic is from so many conversations where people are reaching out and we're chatting about decisions they're going to make. And I think about that we're obsessing on all the wrong stuff. For example, we tend to obsess on these questions. Number one, what am I going to get paid right out of the gates, right? What is the threshold to get a raise? When am I going to be able to be a clinic manager? When can I lead X division or become lead faculty in this space? These are the wrong questions to obsess about. Don't mishear me. You have to get answers to those questions. I get that, right? We're not trying to totally shoot this thing blind. What I am saying, though, is that's not what you should obsess about. Because so many of those things, when can I manage this? When can I lead this? That's not going to wind up being where your journey takes you. There's simply too many variables between you not even being on the team yet and what you think that future success actually looks like. Here's the right questions to obsess about. If we're going to obsess about questions, let's make it these ones, because this allows you to wind up in the right position, acknowledging that your success in actual purpose is going to unravel or unfold on the other side of your commitment. The questions are, who will I be spending the most time with? What happened to the last 3 people who worked hard in this system? How in line are your company's values with mine? When was the last time this company radically responded to an unexpected but exciting opportunity? Those questions. If you obsess about those questions and getting locked in with the answers to them, you're going to wind up in the right system, and the opportunity you never saw coming is going to emerge, and you're going to be able to take it on the other side of committing to the team. If you take 2 people who are deeply satisfied with either A, the first 4 questions, or B, the second 4 questions, and you track their progress, I can promise you my point is going to prove itself. The person, what you're trying to do is human. I want to give everybody some grace here. What you're trying to do is human. This desperation of trying to box in your future success and plan for it, right? It's human. You're trying to make the next move intellectually safe. You want to be able to say the math works, right? I've done all the math. This makes sense. The problem is the math will not be same upon your arrival. That's the problem. Everything will have changed because the only constant in life is change, and so much more of it than we can even fathom. Once you get to wherever you think you're going, once you've done all this math that makes you feel so safe, upon arrival, the relationships will be different. People in leadership will be different. They will have changed chairs. Their vision will be different. The doors to scaling opportunities that you thought were there close, but new ones open. But the new ones require a different skill set. Technology that's available and methods are different. So the way you thought you were going to get to the goal isn't really viable anymore. None of those things are going to be the same. Your math will never have made sense upon arrival. So no matter how much of you do it ahead of time, it's never going to prepare you for the actual opportunity when you show up. What I'm trying to say is this: success is contagious, but its nature is completely unpredictable. And you got to get comfortable with that. You won't know how success is going to look, only that it's going to be there if you're in the right spot, around the right people, asking the right questions. So what I'm encouraging you all to do is maybe loosen up a little bit on how many of the detailed questions you think you need answered, and put more stock in the trust your gut kind of things. I know I need to be around those people. I know I love the philosophy of that system. I know I love how that organization behaves and where their values are. Put more stock in that, because the fine-grained details are going to change so much every week, every month, every year, that you're never going to be able to out-calculate it. Instead, trust your gut and throw the ball to where you believe the receiver is going to be. We know they're not there yet. They can't be there yet. The great idea hasn't been there yet, but you need to be in the system when it shows up. You can't do math to predict that. You got to trust your gut to be in the right spot to get ahead of that. Think about it. We go about trying to overcalculate our success on all the wrong things. It's all about being in the right system, around the right people, emerge in the right philosophy with mechanics that allow you to adapt when unexpected, exciting things emerge. Be in the right spot. Lead the receiver. Throw the ball to where they aren't yet. Do that, and I would predict a much higher level success for everybody. Have a great Thursday, everybody. Thanks for being here on Leadership Thursday. Appreciate you on the podcast. Appreciate you tuning in live. Cheers.